Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 245th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on February 26th, 2024, a Monday. I am Lucas DeRuyter, and if you're returning from that episode where myself and a bunch of other professionals talk about niche media awards related to that and the broader anime industry, I am sorry, you are about to be terrifically disappointed. Ryan Holtz, you played some ball in high school. Let me ask you, if just like your full-on bulge was just out there during a game, just like every contour of like the lower half of your body on display because of the shitty fabric of the uniform that you are forced to wear, yeah, would that inhibit your play, or are MLB players kind of going off unnecessarily right now?
I think that um, this is an opportunity
Yeah.
for marketing
Mm-hmm.
and likeness. You know, they're gonna take big steps up. Like they can
Yeah.
start. I don't know. Hymns can start
Mm.
sponsor. Like,
What I want to know is, this summer when 2K25 comes out
hmm,
and they show the last year's video bit like graphics
yeah,
comparison to this year's comparison, where this year's comparison they're just sweaty,
Mm-hmm.
so
yeah.
it looks better. Is the bulge going to be prominent? Are
Mm.
do they one, do they include the bulge? Two, is it that player's specific bulge?
Oh, when you
Yeah.
scan the bulge for
Are
Well, it's like
they
accuracy.
are they going to scan the bulge for every player, just the stars? Are they going to
yeah.
have like five preset bulges so that Chris Paul and James Harden both have the same bulge? Because that's no one really wants that outcome.
Yeah. No, it's like the horse testicles in
Mm.
Red Dead Redemption 2. Like they've got to be very detail oriented with this. Otherwise, it's just a failure in art, basically. No, we never had this as
Okay.
a ball knower, um, quite literally.
Ayo.
But like baseball pants are notorious for being like male yoga pants, is the way it
Ah.
was always referred to as. And there were like girls who would come to baseball games and then like make a big deal about like, ha ha ha, like and we go because we love the butts or whatever. And then sometimes they would graduate and they would still come to the baseball games and they'd be like
Mm.
Hmm.
19. And it was a little like, you're looking at underage butts? Is that your jam? Like
So,
this is uncomfortable.
like, here's the thing, like, my big brain tinfoil hat theory is that maybe MLB is leaning into this. Maybe they're acknowledging that, like, hey, you know what? Out of all the sports, baseball players are kind of the most weird hot. So what if we just lean into that one?
Yeah.
Lean into that with this decision. And then rounding out the podcast, we have Andrew Clark. Andrew, what do you think about like the uh actual circumstances that have brought about this development in, I mean, for now, just baseball, but potentially all professional sports as a textiles manufacturer, fanatical, or I'm sorry, Fanatics
Yeah, Fanatics.
takes over, becomes an increasing monopoly in this space. And I think already you can't buy a professional jersey like as a fan that's not made by them, like unless you go with like knockoffs, like
I
they
was
have the
gonna
market
say you
cornered.
absolutely can. I've bought my share of merch from Fanatics before. Uh, but I can tell you there are options out there if you have stomach enough for it to find a very good quality jersey not
Are,
made by Fanatics.com.
are you gonna are you gonna have to hit the translate tab in the upper right corner of Google
You're
Chrome on
you're
that
not going to
website?
receive
Yeah.
that jersey for like 3 to 5 months, and there's always an element of, will it show up? Will it be the right thing? Will there be any spelling errors?
Yeah. I love this program that you're talking about,
This
Andrew,
this
because
hypothetical jersey
yeah, like
connoisseur.
it is a roulette wheel of when you will receive this jersey. I've gotten them in like 3 weeks before and been like
Ooh.
just blown away. Like if I get a jersey that I've ordered from a mystical place where jerseys grow on trees. Let's call it China. It's if I remember that I had ordered it when it comes in, it's quick. Like most of the time I'll get a package and like until I see the Chinese characters on it, I'm just like, what? I didn't order anything that feels like fabric. Like, and then
Yeah.
I see the Chinese characters, I'm like, oh my God, yeah, that was like 3 months ago, but it's here. And it was $15 and it's like 80% as good.
Mm.
So
It,
great.
I don't know. It does have the energy of like the era of the internet we grew up on, where you have no idea what's going on the other side of this web page. Like it is safe to make an assumption that there's some sketchy shit happening. And yeah, I feel like the world should go back to that level of caution because yeah, that sketchy shit is always happening. It's less prominent now, but
Yeah.
still there.
Yeah.
Amazon has really fucked with like how our brain processes logistics
Hmm.
because it used to be, I mean, even on Amazon, like if you ordered a book on Amazon in 2004,
Hmm.
that book might not get there for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, Amazon is just pristine and commonplace enough that and they want you to forget that there is some labor exploitation, that there is some shitty stuff happening on the other end of that
Yeah.
website. But it
Yeah.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, my phone case fell apart at the seams, and I was like, oh shit, I need to get a new phone case like immediately. And I was pissed off that I couldn't get same day shipping on Amazon.
Oh boy, we're part of the problem. I my dog, my new puppy, I think this is the first podcast where he's come up. He just has a proclivity for eating feces, as I think many
Mm.
puppies do.
Oh yeah, they
Just
love it.
loves it, man. Like that's his favorite food. If I had his favorite treat in one hand and his own feces in the other, he would go for the feces 10 times out of 10. So I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this. This is a problem. I hate grabbing him away every time he uses the bathroom. Like I'm gonna solve this. I've heard of this. And I went on Amazon and I found these like no poo chews that like make your poop taste bad, which is weird because you'd think that would be
That
built in.
that would be the default.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, and I was like, oh, look, same day shipping. Great. I can knock out this problem right away. And then they arrive and like two problems immediately arise that I probably should have figured out before I selected same day shipping and exploited the fuck out of like everyone.
Hmm.
One was that you're not supposed to give it to them until they're 12 weeks old and he was only like 11 and a half. And two, it says please allow 2 to 4 weeks for the effects to take place.
Mm.
So I was like, wow, I did same day shipping. I feel like such a monster. Like hurry up and wait times a million.
Oh my
Like
God.
now I know why corporate bosses sometimes just lose track of all sorts of deadlines and are just like, no, it needs to be done now. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, hey, how's that thing going? They're like, what? Oh, it's on the back burner. Like, no big deal.
Oh my God. I just had like 5 flashbacks at once.
Yay.
Yeah, no, things are kind of uniquely awful in late stage capitalism. And that's why I don't know, that's why this Jersey thing is sticking out to me, sticking out to a lot of people in general, I think, because we're so used to enshitification. We're so used to like this exploitation for a worse product being built casually into the systems we need to live. Um, that it's weird to see it on a level where like wait, no, these are professional baseball players. They're supposed to have the best shit because it benefits them. It
Right.
benefits like everyone at the top level for them to have the best shit. If the people who need the best shit to do what they're doing at their caliber can't get that, what are we doing here? What is the
Yeah.
point of any of this?
They won the capitalism. So
Yeah.
what do the rest of us stand to hope for? Like it's terrifying.
Mm.
Absolutely spine chilling.
Ah. My spine has also been chilled with the Elden Ring DLC trailer hitting.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh my God. Tell me everything.
Uh,
Not diss it. You've got to shit on it. That's my command. Make it, make it like you don't like it.
well, let me start by noting that, hey, that fire snake guy prominent in the trailer, Mesmer, great job with George R.R. Martin. Maybe if you had hired my girlfriend back in like 2019, you would have come up with a better name. Really phoning that one in.
Yeah,
I
ripping
mean,
off the boys there.
Yeah.
every
What's his name's character?
Hmm.
oh yeah, the
Yeah, it's Dude
child.
Mesmer. Yeah.
Haley Joel Osment, right?
Yeah. Um, I don't know, dude. Like every name in Elden Ring sucks. Like there's 14 characters that have the same name. This is where you draw the line.
That's good storytelling, Andrew. I don't know what you want from from the game.
I mean, you're gonna tell me that Mesmer is as good a name as Radon, Radigan,
Rodon, Ronnie,
Marika,
Marika.
the first of four Jesuses in that game.
Schmanthony, Schmamantha.
Yeah, no, that is his name fits with the convention that's tying him to the characters he is related to, but also, like that. That one was clearly like the oh shit, wait, we need a third of these people's names. No, yeah, trailer looks rad as hell. Like I am so excited to play it. I'm convinced that the Land of Shadows is functionally like Elden Ring's Australia. Um,
What if it's just an acid flip? What if it's just the same map but with a color filter?
I that's still okay with me because I just want to play more Elden Ring. I just want to have new experiences in Elden Ring again. And I'm fine if that is largely the same physical objects just shifted around. But yeah, more Elden Ring. Fuck yeah, here we go. Maybe the best Elden Ring, considering FromSoft's high caliber of DLC usually.
Hmm. They do like Ballad of Gay Tony type stuff where it's like, oh wait, this is better than the main story. Like,
Oh
how
yeah,
did this happen?
pretty consistently.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't know that about them. I feel like single player DLCs have been so just completely destroyed in the modern gaming
Oh
industry
yeah.
that I just assumed that like even if you do them, they're just yeah, they're okay, but you didn't really put that much craft into it.
I feel like there's been more of an emphasis on that lately, like having like full-fledged single player expansions instead of just like DLC. Like
Mhm.
the Cyberpunk DLC is apparently like the best version of Cyberpunk. Um, I know that the Horizon single player DLC was really good. FromSoft's single player DLC is pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just more of an emphasis on that lately.
No, people talked about
I
the
love it.
Cyberpunk expansion like it was a whole new game, which I mean, I don't like the process of getting there, but like, yeah, if they put that much time and work into making that game the game it is today, then yeah, there is an argument to be made that they ship of Theseus it. Also, I just want to point out in this trailer that they straight up got a dude doing karate in there. They're adding karate to Elden Ring, and I'm excited for that.
It's just like Street Fighter mode inside of Elden Ring. It's like in what is it? Mario. Wow, dude. I've had no sleep. What's the Mario Odyssey where
Uh,
you go down a pipe and all of a sudden you're in a 2D platformer like
yep.
in Elden Ring you just go into a different world where now it's Street Fighter and you do karate. I
I,
mean,
I want to I want to give him the wombo combo. I
yeah, who
want to
says
give
no?
I want to give Margit the Fell Omen the wombo combo.
I was playing I mean like that would be fun because the bosses in that game routinely do that shit to you,
Yep.
and you as a
Oh,
player are not able to do that. Like I was playing Elden Ring with Ian and Jason this weekend, and at a certain point, a boss grabbed me and like slammed me into the ground and tossed me in the air and hit me back in, and I was just screaming, "He's comboing me! He's
yo,
comboing me!"
dude, you get to Godwin.
Yeah, actually I'm on Radagon now. Have not had too much success.
No, that is, yeah, that one's an ass kick. But Okay, cool. So you got to the second half of Godwin, which is just fucking whips. Like that is a
Rips
great.
the weighted lion off of his back like Goku taking off his weighted clothes.
Oh, he just starts wrestling. Yeah, it is silly, but hardcore as hell, and I love it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so like that's what I'm gonna like give most of my life to come June. Um, if anyone wants to pay me to review that, I'm good at that now. Having video game reviews left and right. Not
I'm
really,
good at
but
that.
hopefully. I
I'm
mean,
good at that now.
yeah,
All those
finally.
people that used to pay me to do it, you got ripped off, man. I was bad at it then. Fake it till you make it. It's finally hitting.
Has has one game review in the review queue, hasn't even been published yet. I might be the GOAT at this. I might be the LeBron James of talking about video games.
Yeah,
But to,
the LeBron James of talking about video games is LeBron James, according to LeBron James. Like
yeah.
the
Le-
LeBron James of anything is the man himself.
He's so notorious for that bullshit too. Like he loves to just say weird lies that everyone's
Yeah.
like, what are you talking
Yeah, I'm
about,
actually
dude?
really good at this thing
Yeah.
that you just said that I'm hearing for the first time. I'm actually
Right.
really good at that. Like,
He's on like a soccer like pregame show or something, and they're just like, "Oh, LeBron, who are you a big fan of?" And he's like, "Oh, Liverpool, man." And they're like, "Oh, cool. Which player, like, who you like on that team?" Like they're kind of pushing him a little, and then he takes like a break. He's like, "Oh man, so many good players," and you see his eyes like look up. It's like he's googling, and he just starts listing like clearly the top results of Google like players.
At least at least Michael Jordan would have been like, "Oh yeah, I love Liverpool. I will put $50,000 on
yeah,
Liverpool to win this next
Right.
game."
Yeah, dude, that's a part of my parlay. Like, I know every player on that team and all of their averages. Like, I'm a freak. No, and he had another one where he was doing an interview talking about Kobe's 82-point game where he was like, "Yeah, I was just like sitting there and I saw Kobe warming up and I was like, I think he's gonna score more than 80 points tonight." And everyone was like, "Dude, you're crazy." And then I looked at halftime and he had 40 and I was like, "Yeah, this seems about right." And then he ended up with 82 and I was like, "Wow, I was close." And everyone's like, "What are you fucking what?" Dude,
that
you're
didn't happen.
why are you lying?
That's
Like,
a real fake
why?
story.
You're so famous. There is no reason to lie. You're so weird. Like, and yeah, it's not like you're like, "Oh, you're a bad person for this," but it's just pointless. Like, what's your problem, dude? You've got issues.
You're
Like,
so weird, LeBron.
yeah, he is. Like, to be fair to LeBron, he is unbelievably well adjusted considering
Right.
like how he
How
became a
famous he
human.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since he was 15 years old, he was declared to be the greatest basketball player of all time. Like,
It
that's weird.
Listen, Space
So,
Jam 2 almost becomes a good movie when in it LeBron James almost confronts the fact that, wow, I had to sacrifice my entire life to be the best living person at this one thing. And maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe, maybe I regret this. But it doesn't do that, so it's not. But it almost is when it almost does.
yeah.
Mm.
And speaking of LeBron and soccer, you you bringing up what's it called? Being the LeBron James of reviewers, Christian Pulisic, the American soccer player, famously was like, "I'm the LeBron James of soccer." And every player who wasn't from the United States, who is way better because the United States is not good at soccer, was like, "No, you're not even the best US men's team player. Like, what are you talking about, my guy?
Did
That's
he
not how
fo-
this works."
Did he follow up with an argument? Did he at least try to like, oh, my playing style in soccer correlates to LeBron's and bet? No, it's just
No,
I'm good.
yeah.
I,
I'm the best American soccer player, just like LeBron James is the best American basketball player. So we're the same, me and him, even though I'm a middling starter on like a European club team. Like, nope. Yeah, it would be like I don't it would be like if Carrington Valentine was just like I'm the LeBron James of football. And it's like, no, you're fine. Like, don't we're not gonna knock you, but you're not good, like, let alone the best.
I
What are
am
you
the
talking
LeBron
about?
James of soccer. My team is collapsing around me, and it's entirely my fault.
Gotta love it.
I'm the LeBron James of soccer, bald.
Christian Pulisic does have a hell of a head of hair, so
Uh,
that ain't him.
there was some other weird video game news. Microsoft games coming to, yeah, coming to the PlayStation 5, coming to the Switch. A couple of bangers, but like kind of expected like games that Microsoft owns, but they only own them through acquisitions. It's not like Halo is going to Switch. It's like Hi-Fi Rush and Pentiment are going to Switch, which is good, but also the video game industry is changing rapidly in some ways that are weird and maybe a little concerning. Also, there was a Nintendo Direct that wasn't, yeah, super inspiring, and with rumors of the Switch 2 being delayed until next year, and us not really getting any top tier first party Nintendo titles as a consequence of that. This is going to be a down year for video games, which makes sense following a really great year for video games. But yeah, turn to indies, turn to smaller releases if you want to get your fix on gaming this year.
Um, one thing I want to say is
Mm,
that I am super stoked for the Battlefront Classic bundle to come back. I'm gonna
mm,
play the absolute shit out of that. Like multiplayer is gonna be back. It's both games. That was my favorite game as a kid. Like
Ooh.
my favorite game. Um, so I'm super excited for that. And then the other thing is, I had a question about this because it wasn't because of Donkey, but like Donkey did put out a video about like the death of the PlayStation 5.
hmm
But like other people were talking about it as well. What the hell happened? Because the PS5 is kind of not doing great, and it has not had very many video games. Like, yeah, like you can name a couple of video games that have been good or that we personally have really liked. But for the one thing, most of the video games that have come out on the PlayStation 5 that have had big releases are either remakes or sequels that are basically the first game.
Yep.
Um, and then also like just kind of exactly the same as the PlayStation 4, but with faster loading times.
hmm
And like not a lot of exclusives. Xbox is definitely winning in that regard, but then also there's the whole thing with Game Pass being weird and all
I
that shit. But like what happened to the PlayStation 5? Because there's not a lot to play on there.
I mean it's first party titles are increasingly less of a conversation when it comes to like what machine you want to play video games on. Like at least between PlayStation and Xbox, Nintendo is still doing their own thing, but yeah, I it takes a long time to make like a cinematic, to make like a triple A, or I guess we're going with quadruple A video games now. So yeah, we're gonna get less releases on there. I realized this was pointed out to me recently. Like every oh god, what's the video game with like the chainsaws on the guns and like everyone's like huge and beefy?
Gears
Gears
of
of
War.
Gears of
yeah.
War, yeah. But like the entire Gears of War trilogy came out on the Xbox 360. Like that, there was an entire arc, there was an entire three game series that came out on a single console, which is impossible to believe. Like that's not going to happen for the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X. Like that, yeah, no, the market is changing. I like even as I say that, and I had like that dour thing about video games earlier. The new Final Fantasy VII game is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. That's coming out at the end of the week. I'm gonna play that. I pre-ordered that. I'm jazzed about that. But
It falls right
yeah,
into the category that Andrew was previously talking about,
right.
though. So,
Yeah, it is a sequel of a remake of a video game that came out like 15 years ago.
hell
Like
yeah.
one of my favorite tweets recently, I mean, I think this tweet was like a year or two old and it still like really holds up and it's like the power of the PS5 and it's like the original covers of the video games that have been remade like Demon Souls and The Last of Us
Yep.
from 2013 and like the original Nathan Drake trilogy, uh, fucking Final Fantasy VII, shit like that. And it's like, oh yeah, there's just nothing really new here.
All right, so I'm on the Wikipedia page, category PlayStation 5 only games. Uh, Astro's Playroom,
It's a
That's
tech
the Wii
demo.
Sports, yeah.
The Dark Pictures Switchback VR,
What is that?
Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, not out yet.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Demon Souls parenthesis 2020 video game.
Yeah, remake.
Destruction All Stars.
A game that we played a total of 20 minutes, and I think we were on the high end there.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The sequel, remake, both with that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hit the
Horizon
girl
Call of the
stuff.
Mountain.
the VR game,
Uh, Marvel's Wolverine, not out yet.
not out.
Quantum Error. I didn't
Never
hear
heard of that
people
one.
talk shit about that game. Rise of the Ronin, not out yet. Silent Hill, The Short Message.
I think that was also kind of a tech demo, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a maligned, very short form game. Spider-Man 2.
Hmm,
Yeah,
that's a big one.
yeah,
Stellar Blade, which not out yet, and also I've very complicated feelings about this one. But yeah, no. So that's 13 games. None of them original releases, seemingly. Destruction All Stars, I guess. None of them good original ones. None of them like
yeah.
console selling ones. No, we're getting to the point, like especially with like crossplay being available to it. Like, you're buying a console now because I mean maybe there'll be one or two games you can only play on a PlayStation versus an Xbox, but also what's the best experience to play like games broadly on? And I think with the load times, that's the PlayStation 5. Maybe I'm just justifying the decision I made after the fact, but yeah,
I
no,
don't
it
think,
is.
yeah, I don't think I play many console exclusive games, but yeah, it seems clear that if that's what you're into, then it might be Xbox if you were to make a decision.
Yeah.
But they're walking away from that because potentially that's not a business model that actually works for Xbox. So what are
And
X?
like, I
Uh,
mean, a lot of the video games that PlayStation 5 did have claim to are now also available to play on the play or the PC.
mhm.
And like some are even releasing simultaneously. Like Helldivers is PS5 console exclusive, but it's also on the PC. And Death Stranding is not only on the PC, it's on the fucking iPhone. You can play Death Stranding, like, I don't know if it's out yet, but like, you could play that on a goddamn iPad
Actually,
somehow.
raising that point, now that I think like everything on an Xbox, you can play on a PC, which gets back to the old argument of why get that instead of a PC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically just because all your casual gamer friends will not come along with you.
Right.
As someone who experienced this firsthand, that's why you don't get a PC, is because your casual gamer friends will never follow you. And yeah, if you want to just hop in a party and play a random game, it's always going to be console.
Cool. I it Yeah, but Nintendo has a Princess Peach Showtime coming out. That's a can't miss version exclusive. I hope that one's good. I hope Princess Peach gets a good game. But yeah, there's a game I reviewed. It should be out this week at ANN, I think. Yeah, Mario versus Donkey Kong. Not the sheer okayness of that game, the sheer okayness of what we are seemingly staring down from a year from Nintendo is a little frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. Play indie games, support indie releases. If you want something new, like that is the only space you're going to get that in anymore because video games are too much of a capitalistic money machine now to support originality or creative voices. Death Stranding 2 is out on PlayStation 5 next year, supposedly. So
Yeah.
that would be something.
Yeah, talk about supporting indie releases.
Yeah. Does there need to be a PlayStation 6?
Does there need to be any consoles?
I
Eh,
mean,
You know?
it doesn't need to be is a weird question, I guess. No, of course not. But there's going to be. Like definitively, there's no shot that there won't be.
Will the human race carry on without a PlayStation 6 on the market? Sometimes these are the questions that keep me up at night, man.
I mean, the PlayStation 5 is not like so perfect of a machine that you're like, well, this is just the last console you'll ever need, and it'll keep getting like software updates in perpetuity. Like it's not. Like it's fine, but
Right.
it is just a faster PlayStation 4. The graphical power of the PlayStation 5 is not so impressive that this is kind of all you need.
I mean, like I remember when Windows 10 was billed as like the last Windows operating system, and they would just keep developing it all the time. And then I kind of didn't really pay attention to operating system news for a long time. And then at work, I got a new laptop and they were like, "Oh, it's got Windows 11." And I was like, "The what?" I thought we were done. And then I was like, "Oh, this is frustrating. I don't like this."
I guess
But
I don't know. I'm thinking in terms of like, are games coming out that are like making the most of this hardware yet? And yeah, no, I'm looking at so PlayStation 4 released in November 2013, September 2015, Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain came out, and I remember that one already turning the fans in that PlayStation 4 into a little bit of a jet engine, and maybe that was because the previous generation was like underpowered consoles, but like, yeah, I'm not. Games look good. Like exclusive PlayStation 5 games look good, and they're not having that effect on these things yet. Not even
Yeah.
close.
yeah, I mean, it could be a combination. It could be just like future proofing and everything.
No.
I mean, I can tell you as an owner of the quote unquote PS5 version of, The Last of Us Part 2, the remastered version of it that's supposed to look so much better,
Mm-hmm.
looks exactly the same as the PlayStation 4 version of The Last of Us Part 2. There is no difference.
They're the same picture.
They're just sweaty in one of them.
We made Joel 6% more damp in this version.
Man. There was a lot of, speaking of sports video games,
Ooh.
there was a lot of college football, EA Sports college football stuff, Andrew. Did you see any of
Oh
that?
no, I didn't.
Oh man. They did a like it's in the game trailer where they just did like every FBS college team like logo and just like cycled through it for 2 minutes straight. And it's just like, no, it's all of them, baby. We got 134 teams. And then they release the compensation that they'd be paying out to each player who opts in, like for their likeness. And every single player, like whether they're literally a Heisman watch list guy or a fourth string freshman offensive lineman, will get $600 and a free copy of the game for licensing their image. And it's like, it's probably how you do it. Like
Yeah.
it's fair. It's more like, hey, you want to be in a video game? Like it's not so much we're gonna pay you
Yeah.
based on your value. Just like if you don't want to be in the video game, that's fine. We'll move on. But like if you want to be in this game, we'll give you the game and you get a little bit of money, but who cares?
Yeah, you can use that $600 to buy a PlayStation 5 exclusively to play this game so you can play as yourself.
Yeah. You can use that $600 to pay for the microtransactions that will allow you to give real life NIL deals to your recruits when you're trying to rebuild Akron and make them a national title contender. Yep. No, so I don't know. There's a lot of news. People are getting a little like, oh shit, are we actually doing this? Doing this? Like, it's for reals now. So it's gonna be crazy, man. Or not, or it's gonna suck. But
I'll let you buy it first and then tell me if it's good and then
oh, I'm lying to you.
what?
It's going to be good, Andrew.
Oh, okay.
We got to start our dynasty. So I'm gonna play it for one day
Oh,
and be like,
there
holy shit.
there's no universe where I get the report from you and you
Yeah.
say it's not that good. Even if it's not, you're going to tell me to spend $70 on it.
You know, I think that's only fair, right? We skipped Madden this year. You're really
Yeah.
spending $35 when you think about it.
I mean, that means we're also not buying Madden this coming year.
Exactly.
I'm not buying 2 football games this
No, I
year.
don't. I would never. This is the better bet. We know what Madden will be. This game could be anything. It could even be
Madden.
slightly better than Madden.
Okay, so
There's also like, I mean, the most likely scenario is that this is the game that they use to like work out the kinks, and they're like, yeah, it wasn't really living up to expectations. Next one though,
I don't know, man. With all the hype, I feel like if they miss on this first edition, they're gonna really have consequences. Like there is a huge community around like modded NCAA 14, their last release. Like it's gargantuan. You look up the price of like used NCAA 14 games on eBay and stuff, and it's significant. Like people are really into that game. A lot of people still have PS3s just for that one game, and then they've jailbroken their PS3s and everything like that so they can mod it and all this stuff. Like it's a big time deal. So yeah, if this game sucks, they're just gonna keep modding the old one. Like I think they understand that they've got a window here, and if they blow it, they might lose it. Like, so I don't know.
has time only been kinder to the PlayStation 3? I feel like people are coming back around on that console. I don't know.
I
Did
I
people
still
not like the PlayStation 3?
the
I feel
PlayStation
like it
3
had a good
wasn't
reputation.
it had a good reputation for the people that played it, but it didn't sell very well.
It was
And
overpriced at launch.
I think it kind of suffered from a lot of the same well, not a lot of the same issues the PS5 has in terms of like people are decrying the lack of quality games that are exclusive to it, but like it had a ton of garbage.
Mm.
Like that would like so many games released for the PS3, and most of them were like utter dog shit, but they were just kind of throwing whatever they could at it. The PS4 was kind of like the pinnacle.
Mm.
Like the PS4 outperformed Xbox like in every single way. It had a ton of really good exclusives, a huge player base. Like it sold really, really fucking well. Um, and then like the PS5 has just not really lived up to that standard so far.
I did just check the dates on this, and yeah, the Xbox One was very much billed as this is your home entertainment machine.
I remember.
And then
Yeah.
a year and a half later, smart TVs became mainstream,
Exactly.
and like the TV just became the entertainment. Yeah.
Yeah, but smart TV hardware is fucking garbage. I know
I
I know that it's now come back and people have realized that all that stuff sucks. But yeah, I think it did hurt Xbox One at the time because everyone was like, "Oh, my TV does that. I don't need a console to do that." But I mean, they botched that launch in every way. I'll never forget the game sharing how to
Yeah.
video and then the PlayStation parody. Like that was the funniest shit ever. Or the soldier on a submarine being like always online. That sucks for us. And then being like, wow, you're in a pretty unique situation. And it's just like, oh wow, you ooh.
don't worry, we got something for you. It's called the Xbox 360.
Yeah. It's like, whoa.
Um,
Optics.
yeah, no, I'm looking ahead at because in maybe one of my could a person with depression do this moments. I've put like all the video game releases I'm interested in on my Google Calendar.
Nice.
Final Fantasy VII at the end of this week. Very much a Lucas game. Unicorn Overlord coming out on the 8th. At the end of March, we have Dragon's Dogma 2 and that Princess Peach game. April, Eden Chronicle, also a Lucas game. Sandland, also a Lucas game. May, no, not even May. June, Elden Ring DLC. I don't know if there's a single video
Wow.
game I'm interested in playing
Nothing in
releasing
May.
in May. Yeah.
It's just I kind of want to see now.
Yeah.
2024 video game releases. I want to see if there's any July EA Sports College Football.
Oh.
Lucas, if you want to rebuild Great Lakes State or something. That's
Ooh.
tempting, I know.
Is there just Division 1 college football teams in that?
We don't know yet. There's
Okay.
been some FCS teams that are, I mean, so like technically with college football, Division 1 is split into two
Hmm.
subdivisions, and like FBS is what we think of as Division 1, and FCS is like not really Division 1. Like
Hmm.
North Dakota State dominates the FCS and stuff like that. Like, but there have been some FCS teams that have like also posted on their social media like their uniforms and stuff like that, and people are like, are they just like angling to get in the game, or like is this actually something that they're working on? I feel like if they're in the game, there's no way that they're going to be paying those players for their likenesses. So it might just be they pay the schools for the license and then have like auto generated.
Mm.
Back in the day, they used to just have like 6 generic FCS teams, like
Hmm.
FCS Midwest, FCS Southeast, and like they never like they weren't good because they're not good in real life. Like,
But
but
what if I
it would
want to
be
play
cool.
as D3 Juggernaut Whitewater?
UW Whitewater, they're definitely not going down to D3. D3 is not scholarship based. You can't get scholarships in D3.
Oh.
So I think that would get even more a little exploitative if you start putting non-scholarship based players in there. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, as long as they have like some sort of team builder function, then I'm done. Like I'm in 100% of the way. Like, because yeah, then you can just make, yeah, like you said, you could make UW Whitewater
Yeah.
and turn them into a juggernaut, like an actual juggernaut. They're just like competing with Caleb Williams and fucking the top Marvin Harrison Jr. being covered by some white guy from Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Like,
Not just some white guy, the
yeah,
best defensive player to ever come out of Stevens Point, Wisconsin.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like fucking Superior, Wisconsin. This man is a legend. His jersey will be in the rafters quite literally for the rest of his life. He is the best prospect ever in their history,
And
and he's just getting torched.
he
Like,
is almost good enough to play in Division 2 football.
yeah. He had a Division 2 preferred walk-on offer, and he chose instead to go to Whitewater because he thought maybe this will get my name a little bit more exposure. And then all of a sudden,
Ooh.
Whitewater makes the jump to the FBS for some godforsaken reason, and he finds himself lining up against the best wide receiver prospect of all time, and just gets lost and wants to kill himself 30 minutes later.
Could I get some safety help over the
Yeah,
top, please?
maybe we should bracket him. He runs a 4.35. I'm the fastest guy ever from my hometown, and I run a 4.55. Like,
uh,
this isn't gonna work. I
people
need help.
people wonder why college football is incredible.
It's
This is why.
glorious.
Uh,
Especially at the FBS level, like every single player there was the god of their high school. And now half of them are going to be accountants in 3 years,
Yeah.
and half of them are going to be literally playing this professionally for
Yeah.
millions of
I
dollars.
mean, it's the greatest post of all time that like explored this was that college football is the best sport on planet Earth because sometimes you get a guy that is the greatest football player his hometown has ever seen, and in 5 years he will be selling insurance, going
Ugh.
one-on-one against a guy that will go to multiple Pro Bowls in the NFL. And sometimes they're evenly matched
Yeah,
for some
sometimes
reason.
it works out and you don't understand it because like a lot of the coaches who are really good at getting those guys who will go on to be multiple time Pro Bowlers don't fucking know shit about strategy. Like they're not actually drawing up any interesting plays or innovating because they're just like, no, my guy's strong, their guy weak. And then somehow that scrawny 180-pound random guy from the Midwest is like, oh, I know exactly what he's about to do, and I am
I got a
going to
lot of
use
heart.
it.
They're
sometimes
gonna tell
Rudy,
stories about this day.
sometimes Rudy gets a fucking sack, and you're just like, what? That's some bullshit, man. That shouldn't happen. But you never know.
hmm.
So if
Part of the
if
fun.
this if this romance appeals at all to you, Lucas, if anything, you could just manage the team and not even play the game. Just build. Just be like, no, I'll be the anime femboys from Anime U. And just have a crude big titty femboy as your logo.
Boy, let me tell you, since we determined at the top of this, they have to add this feature to the game. Just the bulge slider, just maxing that one out with that team.
Dude, like they had in the team builder and like custom logo uploader, and I don't know if it was pre like the era where they could have AI detect anything about the images, but every time you'd go to download a team from the team builder, it would give you a warning that like, hey, you don't know what you're about to see. It might this might be pretty bad. And I can confirm it got pretty fucking rough at times. Like there was some horrible things in there.
Even with that though, I feel like playing COD, playing their battle royale, I'm just killed with the dude sometimes which like, oh, that's not quite a swastika, but that's basically a swastika in their tag, in their profile.
The best is when they are still anime femboys, but they're also Nazis.
Yeah.
Powerful overlap there.
A lot of crossover. Hey,
this was proposed to me, or I saw this on the internet. You guys seem like exactly in the demo for this. If there was a bundle for like remakes or even just ports of like the first 4 Call of Duty games, would you guys buy that? I feel like I'd buy that. They have like the online functionality still.
I mean, like the multiplayers were like cohesive. Like
that they just work, like this is a way to play, like I know I said like the first couple ones, but like maybe the hits actually would be the better way to frame this. Like,
yeah,
hey, if they put out
Modern
a
Warfare 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, that's
it was just the Master Chief collection with like our games.
Then like, yeah, no, in some ways video games peaked with the Xbox 360, with the PlayStation 3. Like, hey, if you give me a way to play COD Zombies on current hardware 2024, like I think I might just do that.
I'd pay $70 for just like a Master Chief collection of Call of Duty, and I want it to be just toggleable. Like you can just select which games you want to play and then hop in like a variety server where just 1 second you're playing Black Ops 1 on grid, and then the next minute you're playing fucking shipment on COD 4 with the like COD 4 MP5, and then the next moment you're on fucking Modern Warfare 3 going for the Moab. Like that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it was the hits, that'd be one thing, but I could not give less of a shit about like the first couple of Call of Duty games.
Yeah, I don't think they would include those.
Call of Duty didn't become Call of Duty until
I think COD 4 was essentially the first one that they would consider Call of Duty.
Okay, cool. So Activision, Blizzard, now Microsoft. We are in the process of copywriting this idea, but we will sell it to you. Cool. We put out like a Sickos only bundle for like the first 3 games.
Sickos only.
And then like the good ones bundle for like 4 through Modern Warfare 3.
Black Ops 2 is pretty good too. You could do Black Ops 2, I think.
The
ones for me it would be COD 4 through Black Ops 2.
And just title it like hey, this is the ones you played in high school if your first memory was 9/11. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
These are your
9/11 bundle.
The 9/11 bundle. You are our target demo. If you remember if you like 9/11, like welcome to the world.
Yeah. It also has the campaign modes featuring special bonus. They had that. Do you remember in COD 4 they had the bonus at the end with
we were on the plane.
Yeah, we were on the plane and you had to like stop the hijackers. Like, just retheme it.
It's because you're saving it was Air Force One. You're saving the president or fucking whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, retheme it. You're stopping it from crashing into the trade centers.
We're somewhere in rural Pennsylvania. Seems like we're heading towards DC. You better get to the front of the plane before we clear these fields.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, dude. I could see it.
Um,
Like we're 23 years removed now. Like I don't know.
we're already seeing it, right? We're already seeing like 9/11 weekend like furniture discount sales. Like,
That was a joke. That one was a joke.
I feel like that's increasingly reality, but yeah, it. I don't
Jokes
know what.
beget reality.
I don't know. Next 9/11 is the NFL going to be like, oh, we got to remember 9/11, or like, man, can you believe Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles tendon
Yeah,
on this day last year?
it's not
Like,
the 24th anniversary of 9/11. It's the first anniversary of Aaron Rodgers blowing out his Achilles on 9/11.
The concept of next 9/11, like next Christmas, next 9/11, we're gonna make it so special. Like we're gonna really commemorate.
Hey, I'm having the extended family over for 9/11. Cook up some fucking barbecue.
So
You,
bad, dude.
you want to come over and bring the missus? I
Yeah.
got plenty of dogs on the grill
Bring the
for you.
miss. It's BYOB. Well, we've got light beer on tap, but if you want anything else, you're gonna have to BYOB.
I think to me at least, like January 6th has replaced 9/11 as like the jump scare date. Like if something is just like coming out on January 6th, and I'm like, are you
I don't think it has
I think
the
both are
impact power.
definitely.
okay?
Oh, really? I do agree with Lucas that Jan 6
Oh,
has a
really?
lot of punch, but
Yeah.
I just think people avoid 9/11. Like people
Mhm.
wouldn't do that. Wouldn't be like, coming this September 11th, a wacky comedy about two friends who just can't seem to do anything right. And he's like, you idiot, what are you thinking? It's just like September 11th, 2024. Like that just no one would do that. It's just insane. Like genuinely, I wonder because movies generally launch on, like Thursdays. I wonder when the last 9/11 on a Thursday was because right now
Last
it's a
year.
Friday. Oh, was it
Mm.
Thursday?
Oh, wait. No, it wasn't. It was because wait, yeah, I mean it was the Jets game. Oh no, that was Monday Night Football, not Thursday
Yeah.
Night Football. And it was a primetime game, but
So it's going to be Friday this year. So yeah, I wonder when the last time like the theatrical release day was on 9/11, and I bet you they released it one day earlier or one day later, like just to be like, let's not do that.
Let's see.
But yeah, for some reason people think January 6th is just it's chill. No one has any associations about that date, right?
I don't think it's chill. I just don't think that I don't know, the culture, I don't think it has like lasting power for like cultural impact.
Just doesn't have the stopping power.
Yeah.
Not enough deaths.
June,
Not enough
July,
governments being overthrown.
August, September. Okay, yeah, you know what? I checked video games and movies. Patting it in on both sides of it. No, nothing released on September 11th. Still.
You
Mm,
I wonder how long. There's going to be a day. Like
yeah.
if it's 300 years in the future, it's going to be a day where someone's like, "All right, we're good, right?" Like no one's going to object to this anymore.
Yeah. All right. What are you guys checking out? This has been a freeform one, but yeah. What are y'all doing? What are y'all watching?
I watched a handful of movies recently.
Ooh.
Wow.
They do not warrant like a ton of discussion, but I saw the new Mission Impossible movie on a plane. It's
I,
good plane movie.
oh yeah.
It's fun. It's Mission Impossible. It's got Tom Cruise and stunts and whatever. It's good. The AI is the bad guy.
As it is in real life, appropriate.
I
thought you
saw the
meant common.
creator. Yeah,
Commonplace the bad guy.
I saw the creator. Not great. Could have been worse, but it didn't. I feel like it was really trying to say a lot and did not say literally anything at all.
It
Uh,
insists upon itself.
yeah.
Oh,
And
that's the
it's like the
I'll make my
sci-fi.
own Star Wars, right?
No, that was Rebel Moon. The
Right.
creator is the one where it's like, what if The Last of Us, but robot baby. Um, and it's like the robots versus humans, like, but AI are just trying to live their life, and the United States is doing another Vietnam, hunting them down and all that shit. It's an okay action movie and not really great at anything else. Um, and then I saw Ratatouille the other night for the first
For
time
the
ever.
first time?
First
Wait.
time,
Damn.
yeah, I'm serious. Like I had never seen it. I always wanted to, never got around to it for one reason or another. I don't fucking know, man. I
I
really I don't
always
get it.
wanted to.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna doubt that.
what do you mean?
Just
Like I was like, oh man, I really got to watch Ratatouille, and then I would just forget about it.
it's been like what, 18 years? And
Yeah,
you've just
it's
been
been a
like,
while.
oh, I
I think that
really gotta
movie
get
came out in
around to that.
2007.
Gotta get around to that one day.
It's because of the memes. Like there's so many good Ratatouille memes.
Because it's a
Does
fantastic movie,
I know,
unless
I
you
loved it.
disagree.
I really liked it.
It's arguably the most rewatchable Pixar movie.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I fucking loved that movie. I
it's
mean,
fantastic.
I'm a food guy. I'm a rat guy. Um,
Big rat guy over here.
if I am anything, I am a rat bastard. Um,
Can't get enough rats.
yeah. And
No,
then
Ego's monologue at the end alone makes
Mm.
that movie a masterpiece.
yeah.
Like, it doesn't even need anything else, but it also has an unbelievable message and
Mhm.
fantastic characters, and the setting is gorgeous, and the animation is beautiful because it's old
Mhm.
Pixar. Like,
And it is really funny. Like it
yeah,
is effortlessly funny. And there's slapstick stuff. There's cultural like fun making. I don't know. It's a really, really good movie.
yeah.
And then I
Going
watched
on
the
your top
first.
20, or sorry, going on your top 10,
Oh yeah,
2024
absolutely.
Ratatouille. I think it had a re-release. Like,
Yeah.
it had some DLC at the end there. They had a Disney Plus special re-release.
And then I've seen most of True Detective. I've put off watching the finale because I had the ending spoiled for me like immediately.
I was with
Yeah,
Andrew
yeah.
online when
We
this
were we
happened.
were waiting for a server to load, and I checked Twitter, and then someone like just the first thing I saw was someone talking about how they didn't like how it ended. And I was like, oh fuck! The ending of a goddamn mystery show was just spoiled for me. That's kind of the whole thing. Like I am still going to watch it, but now I don't really have any fire to do so.
Did you ever
Sucks.
have you ever had it with the spoiler where when it's at night and you have to go pee and you go to the bathroom and you kind of like squint and like still pretend that you're like tired? Is this just a me thing? You guys need to stop me if this is just a me thing. You kind of like you like lay low, like you're not
I'm
like
with you right now. I
yeah,
see.
you're not like walking with purpose and like you're just kind of trying to be like I'm a sleepy boy, like staying in the headset of like a
Right.
sleepy person. So then with a spoiler, you get a spoiler and you're kind of like, I don't know if I really read the, like you're trying to like gaslight
It
yourself.
could
Yeah.
I
No,
have done it where I'm like,
1000%.
that could have been a joke, it could have been a
Yeah,
meme, it could have been purposely trying to throw me off, but it
right.
never is.
I know.
Like,
Uh,
And then because they're good filmmakers, that you start to see them laying the
mhm.
the foot for like the little breadcrumbs that lead to that, and you're like keep getting closer and closer to being like fully spoiled and confirmed, and you're like, God damn it, like no,
yeah.
look,
I
it's a
mean,
bait and switch, like they're gonna switch it at the last second, and then no.
that happened like that happened with me with The Last of Us Part 2. Even though I had set a bunch of filters on Twitter specifically, I'm like, oh, there's spoilers coming out, like so I tried to filter all of it out so I wouldn't see any of that shit. And like I somehow like missed on all of them. So
Mhm.
that like right before, like it was while the game was downloading, I checked Twitter and someone's like, Joel's death early on in The Last of Us Part 2, really doesn't make any sense. I was like,
Wait,
maybe that was a meme. maybe
you.
maybe that was a misdirect.
Oh,
And then like after he dies, I was like, maybe that was a nightmare. No. Um, but yeah, no, it's I've gotten got pretty bad before.
that's
I
right.
knew
A lot of that game
listen,
leaked.
I missed all the spoilers, but I knew when we were like following Abby's team, I was like, like the second that I was in her footsteps, I was like, okay, so Joel's either getting like kidnapped or he's dying here. Like I was like, this game's gonna be about Ellie either rescuing Joel or getting revenge for Joel. I didn't know which. So yeah, the second that like the shovel came out, I was like, I know where we're going here. Like this is the end, huh? All right, I
Have
don't know if I'm gonna like this game.
have either of you caught any of the discourse around the New York Times spoiling Aerith's death in Final Fantasy VII?
No.
No.
Yeah. So the New York Times published an article recently about how the character of Aerith from Final Fantasy VII, her death in the original game in 1997 rocked video games for generations. And then people who I think people kind of invented people who were mad about that article spoiling the game for people.
It's one of the most famous, like,
Right.
I've never played the game, but like I know it's one of the most famous video game moments of all time.
Like I was spoiled on that in like 2011 watching a Steven Larson top 10 like epic video games death video. Like
Okay.
that's a deep cut.
That video was gonna have a bunch of spoilers in it.
Right, but like it
You watched a video.
it's
Top
just
10 famous video game deaths. It's gonna literally be 10 spoilers. If you haven't played any of the 10 games, it's gonna be a spoiler. You just watched
It might as well have
video.
been called top 10 video game spoilers of all time.
Oh my, wait, is that a YouTube video? Hold on.
I'm sure it is, but like that whole concept to me, like they better publish a list of what games they come from before
Yeah.
you watch, because I'd be like, I don't want to watch this video at all.
If you watch the top 10 anime betrayals video and then afterwards we're like, oh man, now all the plot twists in the
Yeah.
animes I was going to watch have been spoiled, that's on you.
A little bit.
Oh, hold it, guys. There is not a video that I'm seeing, at least. And I know ProZD just put out a video about how shitty YouTube search is.
Yeah,
I'm not seeing a video titled Top 10 Video Game Spoilers. We can get in on there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's get on the ground floor.
Yeah.
Top 10 video game spoilers.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know. For me, that was a weird discourse. Had by, I imagine, mostly young people, but like, no, if you're versed in video games at all, if you are in that lexicon, in that space whatsoever, you know that happened. You know that's going to go down. You know she's probably going to die in this upcoming game, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, regardless, you know, if you're being spoiled by something that happened in 1997, a year where most of the people that are playing this remake probably even haven't been born yet, that is long enough ago. It's beyond the statute of limitations. There's no such thing as spoilers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bruce Willis was dead in the end of Sixth Sense. Sorry, guys.
You're allowed to say that legally
Yeah,
now.
I'm cleared. The statute of limitations is expired. You can't get me, man. My hands are clean.
Yeah.
No.
Oh no, Dumbledore died? I didn't know that. How dare you tell me?
Did you know
Mine
Dumbledore was gay?
Ooh. Did you hear
Dumbledore
that?
gay spoilers.
Did you hear that wizards used to shit their pants and magically make it disappear? No, mine was definitely our friend Jason, just in high school when Modern Warfare 3 came out. It was a continuation of the campaign for Modern Warfare 2, and we were, like sophomores in high school, so like Modern Warfare campaigns were cool.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was talking about how I was playing the campaign and Jason misremembered the order of events and was just like, oh man, dude, when Soap died. And I was just like my jaw dropped. And Jason, like, I saw a brief flash of fear. And then it went to like, no, like, if he were to die, like he tried to recover so quickly. But I saw the like, oh, and then it went to like, yeah, no, like he recovered, but it was too late. And then I broke him down after like 5 seconds. Like I was like, what did you just do? And he lost it. It was just like, I'm so sorry. Like I misremembered the order of events. And I was like, it's fucking Soap, man. What are you talking about? This is some bullshit. But yeah, nowadays I'm like, oh yeah, Soap. He was the Mohawk one.
He was the Scottish one.
Oh yeah, McTavish. You're right. Yeah. So I don't know. And I think they've retconned that story. So I
Oh,
don't
Yeah.
know.
right.
Well,
It's,
he does die in the new Modern
he
Warfare
dies
like
again.
3. Yeah.
He's the
Um,
Duncan Idaho of the
but
Modern
like,
Warfare
but
series.
I think I saw a clip of like when it happened, and it is just like super punk ass. Like it's really fucking lame.
Ah,
Like I think you're like disarming a bomb in a subway, and someone just walks up behind him and blows his brains out.
Jesus Christ. He gets fucking Colonel Sheparded, but without the gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like they did a Marvel like alternate worlds reboot, and all the characters now have different outcomes, and it's like, oh, I don't know if I like that, but I'm not built like that. I'm not built like a comic book enjoyer who can just be like, no, it's a new universe now, but it's the same exact character with the same exact characterizations, and they do the similar things, but then there's different outcomes. I don't know. Not for me.
Mm. Um, I'm still watching Sopranos up to season 6. Consistently good TV show. Not gonna get into spoilers for that, obviously, but yeah, no, good show. Game of Thrones wishes. Um, and also, yeah, I alluded to this before, but yeah, I for review purposes, I played the new Mario versus Donkey Kong game, or the remake put on Nintendo Switch. Um, you can read my formal review on ANN sometime this week, but it I wanted to use mid to describe the game, but then I realized you can only use the term mid confrontationally. Like if there are groups of people either arguing that it is really good or really bad, but that doesn't exist for this game. So I was just overwhelmed by the sheer okayness of it. They should
Yeah.
have figured out how to put that on phones instead of the Switch. I feel like that is that concept, that game's design, that puzzle platforming, really good phone game, not a $50 video game in 2024.
I feel like a lot of the terms for like okay or passable have just really negative connotations to the point
Yeah.
that
Yes.
I, for the longest time, thought mediocre meant bad. Like I thought mediocre was like poor or abysmal. Like, but
Yeah.
no, mediocre means totally average. It means fine.
I I mean, listen, a Morton Joe really did add a devastating connotation to the term mediocre.
Yeah, but I think mediocrity is like at least my entire life has been used as an insult.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's almost like the Quagmire thing of like, and the I could forgive it all if you weren't such a bore. It's like
Yeah.
it's not bad because it's bad. It's bad because it's not even bad. It's just whatever.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. And same with
Huh.
mid. I feel like
Yeah.
that has the same exact connotation now. Mid is Gen Z's mediocre.
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't even compelling enough to earn mid. Just
Yeah.
okay.
I can't wait in the new Furiosa movie for Anya Taylor-Joy to be like mid.
It
The next generation's Mad Max.
who plays oh gosh, she's a famous actress. I should know that. Who plays Furiosa in the original Mad Max Fury Road?
Charlize
Um,
Theron.
yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy is a weird cast for a young Charlize Theron, right? Was that just me?
She just shave
Um,
her head and be
yeah.
Yeah.
coated in
Like with
dirt.
yeah, exactly. With the makeup and the, you know, the clothing and stuff like that, you'd be like, yeah, that's Furiosa. That's, you know,
I mean, Anya
like
Taylor-Joy has like the bug eyes. Like she's
Yeah.
got kind of anime eyes, which I feel like it's just, yeah, she's always gonna have a distinct look a
yeah.
little bit.
Hmm.
But I mean, like, was there a perfect choice for the guy to play James Gandolfini's character in the
Yeah, his son.
Sopranos?
Yeah.
Is that really
It's his son.
Yeah.
that's his fucking son?
Yeah, it's quite famously his son.
No, I was just gonna say, like, just if it's like a young enough version of a character, just anyone would do, I think. But
Which to me, that's pretty funny that you went there because it's like, oh, you mean his literal biological
yeah, I
child?
mean, like who? I mean, did they really pick the right guy to play Ice Cube? And
Yeah, straight out of Compton. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. You can never be perfect on these types of things. Like, yeah, no, I don't know. I you're to the part of Sopranos where he's pretty drugged up a lot of the time, right? Is it noticeable to you? I think a lot of people were talking about how noticeable it is.
Oh, wait, who's drugged up?
James Gandolfini in like seasons 5 and 6.
Oh no,
He
like that
was.
hasn't. No,
Oh,
if anything,
oh.
I'm not going to give away the conceit, but past couple of episodes, James Gandolfini has given a great performance.
No, I don't think people are saying he has a bad performance. It's just sometimes noticeable in his performance that he's under the influence of some substance. I don't know.
No, I didn't.
Hmm.
Not at all.
We recently got to the season 3, episode 2, where they CGI his mom in really poorly because it's the 90s. And
Yeah.
I lost my shit when that happened. I was like, why is she saying like meaningless lines that she's definitely said in the past before? And then they cut to the like wider shot where she's sitting and her head is like a little too low and she's kind of like "Rah, rah," and I'm like, oh, it's like that actress died. Like
Yeah.
they're
Um,
they're CGIing her, but there's no deep fakes yet, and it looks really bad.
Ryan, now that I didn't realize you're this far into the show. Do you think, do you think John Favreau knew he was coming on to Sopranos just so they could make fun of John Favreau?
I have no idea. Scorsese did it too. I guess he
Uh,
didn't get made fun of quite as much, but yeah.
or at all?
Yeah, he was just kind of like, oh, it's Martin. Yeah. No, I remember that too. He was the butt of the joke. That's for
A
sure.
lot. Um, yeah. Yeah.
Anything
I,
else?
checking anything else, Ryan? Checking out anything else, Ryan?
No, not really. We're
Mm.
we're watching Oppenheimer on Peacock
Ooh.
slowly with subtitles
Mm.
whenever our puppy is having a nap. It's very good with subtitles. You can see all the words.
All the
You get
words that you
all the little Easter eggs, dialogue.
all the words that you can't hear over the sheer overwhelming sound of the moral weight of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's about it there.
Can't believe they named Josh Peck's character Lieutenant Josh Peck in that scene.
Lieutenant Josh Peck dropping the first A bomb.
Uh, hey, when do the NBA playoffs start? I'm just
Not
there.
for a while. Not
Oh
till
God.
late
May.
April.
April. Oh, wait,
Oh yeah,
baseball
late
preseason is
April.
going to start before the. Oh God.
Baseball
Baseball
preseason's
preseason
going.
started, yeah,
Ah,
like a
That's the
week
whole thing with
ago.
the pants. You
ah.
can see it all. A hole in the wall. Where the girls can see it all. Yeah. No,
Oh
it's
God.
strange.
Ah.
But yeah, no. And the Bucks are you might have to watch some regular season Bucks games, otherwise you might have another
Yeah,
short playoff experience. We don't know yet.
Mm.
yeah, they've looked good in the last two games since the All-Star break. It's a very small sample size.
And against competition. I know the Timberwolves are pretty good, but
Yeah, the Timberwolves they got the best record in the West, I think.
yeah, weren't they
Weird.
missing? I think they're missing someone. I don't remember. But
Cat and Ant both played, so
is Gobert out? I don't remember. Who
Gobert
are
is not on
normals?
the Timberwolves anymore, is he?
What? Yeah, he is.
Is he?
What? Wait, am I losing my shit?
Oh no, he is.
Yeah.
He is. I thought that was last year. I thought he was on a different team.
Oh yeah, no.
Hmm.
Last year he was still on the Timberwolves. They traded quite a lot of assets to get him, so I think they're stuck with him.
I mean, I don't know if I have that in me emotionally to watch regular season basketball. So, I don't know. Starting on Thursday, I think I might just be a apply to jobs and play Final Fantasy VII machine. Huh.
There you go.
You know, with AI, you could like have the time to,
You could do both.
yeah,
Did you guys see the NBA AI thing?
No.
yeah, that was odd.
They
What
did like a
happened?
tech demo that like, oh, you use your Apple
Vision
Vision
Pro,
Pro and you can watch AI as though it's Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse ified.
yeah,
It's like,
Ooh.
what? Why
it was
though?
it was like the idea is that it's going to like in real time AR alter NBA games so that you can watch it in different art styles and shit.
Yeah.
So this is actually an interesting question. What sport is going to have a team first that there's a news story about how they are like introducing AI into the office, into their decision making?
I think all of them are already,
All you
and they're
think?
Yeah.
just
Okay.
lying. That
Mm,
level of data analysis, it's just going to be more efficient to have it
Yeah.
at least go through an AI first and then have a human review the
and that's
An
why.
results.
analytics and number crunching has been a thing in the NBA for a while. Like it adopted it earlier than most other sports, I think. I mean, obviously baseball is like front and
Right.
center
That's
there, but
yeah.
I feel like if you have access to AI, it just makes that easier.
Mm.
There you
Well,
go.
on that note, thank you all for listening to episode 245 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, which will almost certainly be titled "A Literal Ball Knower." If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. ActBlue link in the description. Join our Patreon and support us, like the fantastic Tiffany Cole and Sucky Badger. Send us your emails. Do you have questions, business opportunities? Follow me, Lucas DeRuyter, on Blue Sky. Blue Sky is open for everyone now. Literally no reason for you not to be on that platform. If you're choosing Twitter right now, you're giving a bad man money. That probably I don't know. I don't live your life. I don't actually care. Thank you for listening. On that note, I guess I care that you listened. Bye.